Change is international, changing lives for the better. Our vision is to be a transformative platform that exposes lies and reveals the truth. Mind changes international, we on a mission. Masking the falsehoods with every new edition. We're here to enlighten your mind with this vibration. Expose the lies, speak the truth, normal conversations. Mind changes international, we on a mission. Masking the falsehoods.
Welcome to Mind Changes Podcast. What's going on, Shann Atkinson?
What is going on, Lamar, man? It's good to see you, and it's good to see everybody out there, man. I'm glad y'all tuning in with us tonight.
Listen, we got an exciting episode today, and I'm telling you, we're gonna kick it off with our music. Man, listen, we got a really good episode. And as always, I'm rolling with my sidekick, Mr. Red Reds.
What's going on, man? And as always, please subscribe, hit that like button, hit that little bell button so you can get the notifications when we go live, man. We just appreciate everybody that's tuning in with us.
Yeah. So listen, we're gonna get started with this thing. So Shann,
yeah, man,
we got a lot to talk about.
We do.
All right, and listen, and before we get started, this episode is titled Trump's, hold on, let me make sure got everything up in there. Trump's legacy, right?
Yes.
And
that's
I know
what this
there's
is. That's what this is.
Yeah. I know a lot of people out here got voters remorse. I know you do. Because I know a couple of people who have voted for him. And it didn't turn out the way that they thought it was going to turn out, Shann.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, in spite of all, I don't think everything this man's going to do is bad. I don't.
Yeah.
But but a lot of the bad he's doing is bad.
Yeah.
Can we say that? A lot that he is doing is bad.
Absolutely.
And, you know, this week, we just been faced with a lot of stuff from Elon Musk to Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. I'm trying to adjust my mic, y'all. It is. No, it ain't getting crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, my biggest issue is just Elon Musk because the crazy thing about Elon Musk is he came in out of the woodwork like a month before the election. This guy came out of nowhere. It's not like he's been on Trump's arm the entire election and we knew what we were going to get. This guy just kind of slithered in like a snake with a month to go, and all of a sudden he's got full power. And I don't trust that at all. I just don't trust that.
Yeah. And listen, Shann, before we go further, we got to play our disclaimer. So I want y'all to hold on one moment while we get this disclaimer up here, okay? All right. All right, we got that out the way. So y'all saw it, y'all read it. I hope you did. If you couldn't read, call me up. I'll tell you what to say. All right. But listen, so we got a lot of videos tonight. We got a lot of videos tonight. And Shann, so you sent me a lot of videos. Yeah. So outside of all of the crazy things that let me say this. We are not a political podcast. No. But it's almost impossible for us to ignore what is going on. So sometimes we do our current events, and for the last couple of weeks, we have been focusing on these current events. Yeah. As some people say events, I'm gonna say events, right?
Yeah, man.
And we just got to talk about it. That's why we Mind Changes Podcast, meaning that we can talk about any subject, any topic. Yes. So Shann, before we go on, we know the first video is going to be about the pardons. So do you want to talk about the pardon, some of it now, or do you want to just go straight to the video?
Well, yeah, we can set the video up. I mean, this was just the executive order that was signed to pardon the January 6th insurrectionists and just completely commune their sentences. Now, I understand why he did it, because that was something he ran on. I mean, that wasn't a surprise. He ran on it. He said that was going to be like day one. So I would have expected that he to do that, and all of his voters would have expected that he would do that. So this wasn't a surprise. It just is a slap in the face to justice, especially the party that is supposedly the party of law and order.
Yeah.
And they had a mob that had no law and order whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, you had an individual that died, one of them. You had officers that just got
Mhm.
beat up and injured and psychologically scarred, and all they do is just ridicule those individuals like,
Yeah.
well, you should man up. It's your fault. You're psychologically
Mhm.
scarred, which is just crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and play the video.
So before we get there, so if y'all not aware, he pardoned 1,500 individuals
Hmm.
involved in the January 6th Capitol attack. Right now,
Right.
this unprecedented move include high-profile figures from groups like the Proud Boys, the Oath
Hmm.
Keepers, and some who had, been convicted of some serious offenses, such as serious conspiracies. You heard what I said. If you don't know the word, go look it up. Serious conspiracies. So we are going to play this video.
So this is a big one.
List of pardons and commutations relating to events that occurred on January 6, 2021.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500
Hostages.
full pardon. So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. They're expecting it.
Yeah.
Now, this is crazy, right? This is crazy. So, this undermines, Shann,
Yeah.
the rule of law. So
Absolutely.
you're pardoning individuals
Hmm.
convicted of attacking the democracy,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Now, this right here, I'm gonna tell y'all, it eroded my trust. I don't know if it eroded public trust, but it
Hmm.
eroded my trust because he said that they were hostages.
Yeah. Hostages.
No, they were criminals.
They were.
They broke the law. And we
Hmm.
talked about this before, Shann. If
Hmm.
I if 100 of us black brothers had went to the Capitol and rioted, it would have
Yes.
been over.
It would have been.
It would have been over. It would have been a slaughter.
I agree.
So what do you think about that video, Shann?
Well, absolutely. I mean, and it's understandable why it was not a slaughter or anything of that nature, because it was all planned.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, excuse me. I mean, this is all news that we've gone over. They've talked about this for forever. But just a quick explanation. He orchestrated it. He set them up. He knew this was going to happen. He sent them in that direction. He worked them up. He told them, stop the steal. Don't let the election get confirmed, because they stole it from us. Got
Yeah.
them all feverishly worked up. Got them ready for blood. Sent them in that direction. Then tweeted, Mike Pence is a traitor. I mean,
Yeah.
you've already got them worked up, wanting blood.
Mm-hmm.
Then you tweet so that everybody can see that Pence is a traitor. He did not do what was best for the country, and then just completely sent them. And that one tweet, in my opinion, was the tweet that sent them into the hall to get to
Mm-hmm.
all those politicians to do God knows what. To do God knows
Yeah.
what.
And listen, y'all, listen. We want you guys to hey, put your comments in. If you're on
Mhm.
here watching us right now, we are live. Put your comments in because we want to engage with you. So, Shann,
Yeah.
this is how I feel.
Yeah.
Such a mass pardon. Never been a pardon this size in the United States
Yeah.
that I know
Yeah.
of. Now, if
Not that I
anybody
know of either.
live longer than me, please tell
Hmm.
me where it was. So, such a mass pardon for
Hmm.
me can signal political violence is excusable, right?
Absolutely.
Which
Absolutely.
I think would encourage acts against our democracy and institutions in the future, right?
Yes.
In
Absolutely.
the future.
In the
And and
future.
and that's why I have a problem with him referring to them as hostages.
Yes, absolutely.
You didn't have to negotiate. You signed
Yeah.
an executive order. You might well let R. Kelly out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen,
hostage, yeah.
Kels.
Hostages are a hostage is somebody that is taken against their will, uh, like was something that a terrorist do. When you
Yeah,
use the word hostage, you're implying that terrorists took those individuals. And by saying that, you're implying that the Democratic Party are a bunch of terrorists.
yeah,
And and,
yeah,
and of course, that's nothing new either.
yeah.
Trump has been very vocal about the Democratic Party and how they are anti-American and how they're dangerous for America.
Hmm.
And we're starting to see people in the MAGA Party that are publicly saying we are at war with the Democratic Party. I
Yeah.
mean, those are dangerous things to say.
And here's the thing, people. I want to break this down, right? The Democrats and the Republicans are no different than the Crips and the Bloods, the
Right now.
red and the blue. Can I
Yes,
get an
sir.
amen? The red and the
Amen.
blue. And they
Yep.
ride with their set no matter what. They go down with the ship. They ride with their set. And here's the
Hmm.
thing. Set meaning their whole crew, for folks who don't know gang talk, right? Here's the thing. If they see you on the ground, they're gonna beat you to death. That's what gangs do.
Hmm.
Hey, politicians are no different than a gang. They're
Right now, they're
no
not.
different than a gang. They're just an organized gang with
I agree.
some money behind them. And it's crazy. What side are you on? The red side? Oh,
Mhm.
isn't it amazing that you got the red side and the blue side, just like the
Yeah.
Crips and the Bloods, right? It's
Mhm.
crazy. And listen, I ain't speaking against my brothers, but this was just a good example. All right. I know a lot of
Mhm.
guys. Hey, I grew up, I know what the deal is. So Shann,
Yeah.
man, the hundreds of federal officers, there
Yeah.
were like maybe 10 or 12 that committed suicide. I know I got the numbers wrong, but
Yeah. No, it wasn't that many.
it
No, it
was a
wasn't that
lot
many.
of them that
Yeah.
maybe five. A lot of them committed suicide because of what
Mhm.
they went through. They were
Yeah.
traumatized in a way that they just could not function in
Mhm.
society. They felt like they couldn't function in society, and
That's
nobody
right.
knows what they went through.
Mhm.
You had to be there, and you had to experience what they experienced. You think about
And
it.
not
Go
yeah,
ahead.
and the, that MAGA party has no empathy whatsoever for the individuals that took their life during that day. They are ridiculing those individuals that took
Yeah,
their life. I mean,
yeah,
if you go to these message boards and you see them talk, they're sneering over that loss of life.
yeah.
So they have no remorse whatsoever, none
Yeah.
whatsoever.
And like we said earlier, if there had been black people,
Mhm.
it would have went down in history as the capital January 6th
Mhm.
massacre.
It would have been.
It would have been.
Yes, I
And,
believe that.
and honestly, according to the law for self-defense,
Mhm.
those officers had every right to use
Yeah,
deadly force.
they
What
did.
what what puzzles me, Sean, is who told them they couldn't,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Somebody told them, "Hey, you can't kill somebody." Well,
Mhm.
listen, one guy against 100 guys, to
Mhm.
me, that's imminent danger,
Yeah.
right? That's the word we use.
Mhm.
Imminent danger. I'm gonna tell you, I'd have been a fired Capitol riot. I've been a fired federal agent because I would have popped a lot of them.
Right.
Because if I feel like my life is in danger, oh,
Right.
I'm dying anyway. So listen, we going out together.
Right.
It's just sad, man, that
Yeah, and it's
they want
yeah,
to act
and
like
it's
it
just
never happened.
yeah, and it's just crazy how the one January 6th rioter that lost her life
Mhm.
during during the whole ordeal. There's been this huge push of saying she was murdered, that she was murdered by the Capitol Police. But those same individuals don't cry murder when a black man or woman are killed by the police. They're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you should have complied. You should have did what you were
Yeah.
supposed to." Nobody's screaming that those individuals were murdered when we had a rash of them, just a few years ago. But let one Capitol rioter get murdered, not murdered, but killed during this insurrection, and oh my
Mhm.
God, they've been murdered, and that officer needs to go to jail. I mean, I'm seeing it on all the message boards.
Yeah.
They want that guy to do life in prison
Yeah.
for
And here's the
this.
thing, Sean. Under under the castle doctrine, right? Meaning
Mhm.
that in the old castle doctrine in North Carolina, you had to flee to a room, and if you
Mhm.
couldn't flee anymore, then you can use deadly
Mhm.
force. Now they have
Right.
changed that law. You can use deadly force to somebody trying to kick your door down, right?
Right.
In DC, they fled. She breached the
Mhm.
barrier that they
Right.
had up. They were guys who was hired to protect those
Mhm.
senators and those
Mhm.
uh the party that they were
Mhm.
protecting, and they could use deadly force. They were hired for that reason. She
Well,
climbed
dude,
through that glass and she
yeah.
got what she got.
Dude, that's a government building. Castle Doctrine has nothing to do with
Yeah.
that. That is a government building. Anything goes when it comes time to protecting our government officials.
Well, it
Plain and
seems
simple.
that way, Sean, but it didn't go that way on January the
Mhm.
6th.
Well,
Any
that's that's because the president pulled back protection. I mean, the police was asking the president, "Do we go in?" And he was like, "No, do not go in. Let them do what they're going to do." He pulled back protection.
Yeah.
So the only men and women that were there to protect were the ones that were already there. It took them forever to send
Yeah,
backup.
I
It took them
remember
forever
that.
to send. It took them forever.
Yeah. So let's go to video 2, right? With Senator
Mhm.
Rubio proposed a legislation on
Mm,
Guantanamo Bay, right? Am I
okay.
saying it right, Sean?
Guantanamo Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So let's play this video.
Announced a deal this week that would allow potentially American citizens who are criminals to be
Oh, pause
put
it.
in a
Pause it.
different country.
Pause it.
Is that
Yeah.
something
So
Pause the
it
video.
was American.
No, pause the video.
Okay, I paused it.
This one is not about Guantanamo Bay. This one is the deal Marco Rubio made with the El Salvador president and bringing our American criminals and locking them up in El Salvador prisons.
Oh, yeah, that's the
This is
other
something.
video. The
Yeah,
next
this is
video
something totally.
is for that.
Yeah, but
So
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
Go ahead and play.
I'm gonna play it
Yeah.
back. All right. Thank you, Sean.
Announced a deal this week that would allow potentially American citizens who are criminals to be put in a different country. Is that something you're looking to
Oh,
do?
no, I didn't know that he announced that yet, but if he did, it's fine, yeah. We have hardened criminals, horrible people. You see him pushing people into subways. The train is coming. Last week, guy walking around and just sees somebody waiting for the train. Train's coming 40 miles an hour, and he gets pushed into the subway. And that happens all the time. These are sick people. If we could get them out of our country, we have other countries that would take them. They could. It's no different than a prison system, except it would be a lot less expensive, and it would be a great deterrent. Send them to other countries. If we could go a step further, in other words, we're talking about getting the criminals out of our country that come in through other countries illegally, right? The illegal migrants, as I call them. Well, we have people that are just as bad as them in our country. If we could get them out, I'd be very happy to do it.
Secretary Rubio.
Okay.
Okay.
So this poses constitutional concerns, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Detaining individuals, including U.S. citizens, without
Yes.
due process. Man, listen.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is what is it, habeas corpus. I think that's what it is. Man, this
Right.
would impact civil liberties. This is
Mhm.
against our Constitution. You cannot imprison a U.S. citizen outside of the United States.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the only way we've been able to do that is if we deem that individual a terrorist. And that's where Guantanamo Bay comes in. We move those individuals to Guantanamo Bay, which is that small little place in the
Yeah.
world in Cuba is it's basically United States soil. It's just a small little complex that is considered United States soil. So legally they're not out of the country because they're legally on United States
Mhm.
soil. But this right here is something totally different. This is sending American citizens to another country, and they're
Yeah.
leaving the protection of them being a citizen in this country. Now, I understand. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand criminals need to be handled in a certain way.
Yeah.
We have some dangerous criminals.
Yes, we do.
I'm not going to say we don't have dangerous criminals, but that kind of policy is dangerous because we all know our criminal justice system is broken.
Yeah.
And who's to say that they won't weaponize that and send people out of this country that probably shouldn't be sent out of this country? So
Well,
we got to
Sean.
be real careful when we
Yeah.
start talking about
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And you know the color of justice is green. If
Yeah,
you don't have no money,
that's
you're
right.
not going to get the same justice as a person with
Absolutely.
money. And a
I
lot
agree.
of innocent people will be sent to a place your families can't even visit you. I
Exactly.
mean, it that would be, man, that would be atrocious. That
Yeah,
would be horrible
and
to
El
put something in
Salvador
place.
prison system is one of the most deadliest,
Mhm.
dangerous prisons in all the world, and that's almost a death sentence. That's
Yeah,
almost a
and
death sentence
it's
sending them there.
unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's the conditions are poor. I mean,
Yep.
your loved ones is not going to get a sentence to death, but
Mhm.
they could possibly die.
Yeah.
And Sean, I don't like I said, a lot of what he's doing is not going to be bad, but the bad is outweighing whatever good he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. I
And the
mean, because
people he's putting in place, and you
yeah.
know how he has everything set up. And this Elon Musk, I used to want a Tesla. I wish I would buy a Tesla. I wish I would. If anybody that owned a Tesla ain't
Yeah.
talking about you because you bought it before this guy started, we knew how he was going to act, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, this just even think about Guantanamo Bay for
Mm.
detaining,
Mhm.
people. Man, that's
Mhm.
abuse of power and an erosion of individual rights. I'm not an
Right.
attorney, but I know my rights, and
Right.
it's getting bad. And I'm telling you, y'all better hold on to your bootstrap because it's about to get worse. He done
Mhm.
put them tariffs out on these countries.
Yeah.
Listen, TVs might be $120 at Walmart now, but they're gonna be $1,100 to $1,200 in a couple
Yeah.
of months because he's shaking the beehive, Sean. He's agitating
Yeah.
things. I mean, think about this.
Mhm.
China got an electric car
Yeah.
that's better than Tesla.
Yes.
He put 100 tariffs on it, so we can't even get it.
Yeah.
He put
Well,
100 up there.
we never can get it. I mean, those
Yeah.
we can't get hardly anything out of China anymore. They haven't allowed, and that was before Trump's administration. I'm
Yeah.
not going to blame him for that. We've been doing that for years now. But the whole thing about bringing Elon Musk in is I just don't trust him. Now
Yeah.
I understand that the people that voted for Trump are all in for everything he's talking about.
Uh-huh.
And I understand trying to find wasteful spending. I'm not against that at all. But my problem is who's doing it. If it was somebody that I felt more credible that was going in there and looking for
Yeah.
this wasteful spending, I might be more for it.
Yeah. I mean,
But
go ahead.
yeah, but the individuals that are doing it, I don't trust. I don't trust Trump. Trump
Yeah.
has been a crook and a con man his whole career. It is well documented the amount of people he stole from. And the one problem I have, I'll give it over to you, Lamar. The one problem I have is he's worried about the government being corrupt and
Mhm.
money being wastefully spended. But this man has yet to show us his tax returns.
Because he don't pay none.
He has
Hardly.
yet to show us his tax returns. But yet he's saying that somebody else is being crooked. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And I'll say this about the tax returns. He said something that did make me think. He says, "Hey, y'all wrote the codes, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get mad at me because I know the codes and I know
Mm-hmm.
how to play the game that y'all wrote.
That's
So
right.
can't get mad at him, me personally, on his taxes because what he's doing is far worse than him showing us his taxes. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care how much taxes he's paying. What he's about to do is worse than us worrying about how much taxes this man's going to be paying in 2024, 2025. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what he's doing and the people that he's appointing into these
Yes.
positions, man. It is
They're loyalists. That's all they
yeah.
are. They're just loyalists.
But guess
Plain and
what?
simple.
But guess what? We came up on here 5 weeks straight
Mm-hmm.
talking about Agenda 47 and Project 2025. So right
Yeah,
now we're on the first 100 days of his presidency,
that's
which
right.
is Agenda 47, and he is doing everything he
Everything.
said he was going to do. And I've had
Absolutely.
people, and I'll say it, that say y'all shouldn't be listening to Project 2025. It's a conspiracy theory. But is it a conspiracy theory now?
No,
Where,
it is
where
not.
did it go? Or it's a scare tactic. Is it a scare tactic now? No,
Mm-mm.
it's a plan. It's a well thought out plan from the heritage group, whoever them
Yep.
jokers are. It's a well thought out plan.
It is.
And we're going to suffer for a lot of this. Man, you know how much eggs cost right now, which I'm not an egg eater. And somebody stole over 100,000 eggs. Did you see that,
yeah.
Sean? We
Yeah.
got egg capers. We got people
Mhm.
stealing.
I know, right?
We got people stealing eggs. You know it's bad when you got to have some criminals like, yo, check this out, cuz what we gonna do, right? We gonna suit up, we gonna get an
Yeah.
18-wheeler, man, and we gonna cap these what is it? How many eggs was it, Sean?
100,000+, I think.
100,000 eggs. Listen, we gonna snatch them from these chickens. We'll snatch
Yep.
them from these chickens, man, and we gonna have an egg fest. We're gonna have boiled eggs, we're gonna have scrambled eggs, we're gonna have egg benedict, we're gonna have all these different eggs because it's bad when
Yeah.
you feel like somebody gotta steal some eggs
Yeah.
to go sell them because eggs
Mhm.
gonna be short.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this, people. Don't run out and do stuff like that. What it does,
No.
it makes it bad. If
It
you
makes
just
it bad.
relax and
Just
buy it
relax.
like you normally buy it, it's gonna be there. But when you got people trying to get more than what they need,
Yeah.
it just make it bad for everybody else, and that's how we
Yeah.
get the shortages. So I wanted to
Yeah.
add that.
And you're hoarding a perishable item that you
Mhm.
cannot possibly eat them all before they go bad.
That part right there. So, before we get to that next video,
Mhm.
so let's talk about human rights, right?
Okay. Right.
Such as the actions to violate international human rights standards and damage to the United States global reputation if we got to send any of our people, even to the destination where you say it's still United States land, but it's still outside of the United States.
No. Now I think you've got something confused. They're not sending it to this particular thing we're talking about has nothing to do with Guantanamo Bay. That's coming up. That is definitely
Okay.
coming up.
Okay.
This is El Salvador. This is South America.
Okay.
This is
El
something
Salvador.
totally
Yeah.
different. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
something totally different.
Okay. I keep thinking about
Yeah,
that.
and
Okay.
that is not American soil. That is a completely whole
Yeah.
different country.
Yeah. So let's go to video 4, Trump's proposal for Ukraine to exchange land for the U.S. support, right? So
Yeah.
President Trump suggested that Ukraine should offer their earth minerals to the United States as compensation
Yeah.
for military aid provided during its conflict with Russia. Now, I'm not opposed to that,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you why, Sean.
Okay.
We spent billions
Yes,
to
we
fight
did.
a war we had nothing to do with.
Okay.
Now that's how I feel. Have
Right.
nothing to do with when they was hosing black folks down. They didn't come over here with planes to fight the United States.
Right.
All right. So
Okay.
for me, sometimes we need to mind our business. That fight had nothing to do with us. Now, are they part of a union we are part of? Yes, they are. I get it. But no country put in money like we did.
Right.
No country. So I kind of understand where Trump is coming at with this. I
Okay.
do. How do you feel about this, Sean?
Well, the whole thing about giving them aid, it was one of them things where we had no choice. We had to give them aid because we cannot. We didn't want. I guess let me rephrase that. We as a country did not want Russia to take control of Ukraine.
Mhm.
We can't have the optics as we're allowing a democratic nation be invaded by a totalitarian rule. Because the United States has always been the big brother that keeps stuff like that from happening. We haven't always gotten it right. We haven't always stood up when we probably should have.
Mhm.
But this is one of those times where they felt like they should stand up because of who it was
Yeah.
and because it was Russia.
Yeah.
The
And I get
biggest
it.
reason why I think we spent more money is because we want a bigger portion of Ukraine when this is all over. And in
Yeah.
order to get the bigger portion of it all, we're going to pay more money because Ukraine is a very strategic location when it comes to
Mhm.
rule over Eastern Europe, ruling over Russia and whatnot. Russia needs Ukraine very badly
Yeah.
They need that port, they need those ships, they need that fertile land for growing. They
Mhm.
need all that. And I think the United States just wanted to come in and disrupt that a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Now, and I will say this: treating military aid as a transaction, right?
mhm,
It undermines the principles of international alliances and support. It does
right,
undermine it, right? And so
right.
the impact of foreign policy, such as proposals, could strain relationships with some of our other allies, Sean,
Mhm.
and set a precedence for conditional aid based on resources extraction.
Right,
That's
right.
that's the part where I don't agree with him. I
No,
do
no, definitely
agree
not.
we should something should happen, or these other countries should put up like we're putting up, but they're not. So, you know, I agree with a little bit of it, but not all of it.
Right.
Yeah, not all of it. So, so what is your final thought on that, Sean?
I guess I don't completely understand if there is or ever is any compensation when it comes to countries that we give aid to. I do know when wars are over,
Hmm.
we spend more money to help them rebuild, but there's always got to be something in it for the United States, and it's always got to do with whatever the minerals or whatever the oil or the natural gas or whatever the resources are in
Hmm.
that country. I really truly believe um, that's always the final payment when it comes to us giving aid. And I believe this may not be nothing new. I just think Trump told us where other
Hmm.
presidents don't tell us. So
Okay.
maybe he was being somewhat transparent and something that just happens all the time.
Okay. All right. So you sent me another video, Sean, about establishing the establishment of a sovereign wealth fund. So we
Yes.
talked about that a little bit before the show, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So among some of the other executive orders, he wants to initiate the creation of a sovereign wealth fund.
Right.
So Sean, tell me, because you sent me this video,
Yeah.
what is your take on them doing this sovereign wealth fund?
Yeah. The examples that we have throughout the United States, I'm sorry, throughout the world, one of them being Saudi Arabia, they have a sovereign wealth fund. It seems to be a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the sovereign wealth fund. The only issue that I have with us starting one is because the sovereign wealth fund is meant to bring in surplus.
Hmm.
I don't know how much surplus we have to put into this. So where's the money coming from? How
Taxpayers.
where's the is there going to be more money coming out of our taxes in order to put into this thing? Because I don't think we have a surplus just laying around to throw into this thing.
No, we're in debt.
Yeah.
We in debt. So I look at this, call it a transparency oversight, right?
Right.
The management of such fund would require stringent oversight
hmm
to prevent
Absolutely.
misuse of these public funds. Who is going to manage it, Sean? Who's going to
Exactly.
be the person we can trust? Elon?
No.
Like, who couldn't even
No.
handle Twitter? Like, he
No.
ran Twitter into the ground. Don't nobody
Yeah.
talk about Twitter no more.
hmm
He
Yeah.
tweet out, right?
Yeah, I don't trust any fund that has no oversight and with this administration, definitely,
Yeah.
because I just do not trust Trump and I do not trust Elon for a slew of reasons. And if you want to know, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you all the reasons why I don't trust either one of
Yeah. And so, Sean, the economic implications for me, this is me,
them.
y'all. I'm not a politician. The establishment and the utilization of a sovereign wealth fund could have significant impacts on our national
Hmm.
economy, policies, and priorities because,
Yeah.
like Sean said, we don't have a surplus. So, no, well, they do. It's called our taxes,
Yeah.
right? They may add, and this is me talking. I have no proof of what I'm saying. I'm just going to say, what if they say, well, we're going to add another tax exemption, not FICA, but something else. And this is how we're going to extract money from our taxpayers to
Hmm.
fund
Right.
this sovereign wealth project.
Right.
because that's the only way they can get it, Sean. I mean,
Yeah.
outside of
There's only two ways. There's only two ways.
yeah,
Way number one is what you just said. Absolutely. Give
Mhm.
us a whole nother deduction out of our check and put money in there. The second thing would be this Doge organization that Elon is a part of, which is Department of Government Efficiency, and he's finding all the wasteful spending. So
Mhm.
will he take all that what he calls wasteful spending and throw
Mhm.
it into this account? I'm worried about that because we don't really truly know what's wasteful spending and not. We're just going
Yeah.
to expect that they know. Is he going to think Social Security is wasteful spending? Is he going to think that feeding children lunch every day is wasteful spending? Is he going to think that veteran affairs are wasteful spending? That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I I think Elon got something over Donald Trump. He functions as a person who can't say something. It's like me and you boys, right? We
Yeah.
ran and we did some dirt. And then when it
Mhm.
comes to me saying something to you because you know my dirt and I know your dirt,
Right.
you're less vocal about what it is I'm doing.
Okay.
And so I believe that Donald Trump is in bed with Elon in ways that we have no idea
Yeah. I believe it.
because I don't even know why he utilizing them anyway.
Yeah. And it's a last minute appointment. It like we just said, it was only a month prior to the election that this guy even came onto the scene.
Yeah.
And Trump was completely enamored by him. Like, I love this guy. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's
Mhm.
gonna get this done. And I just don't trust him. Does it to you? Does it not feel like he's some super villain that's about to take over everything?
Yep. He's evil.
Just feels like he's some super villain.
Yeah,
Like
man,
he's
it
like
don't feel
he's
right.
Doctor Doom, like he's Doctor Doom about to take over everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the next video is about Elon Musk's conflicts of interest, right?
Yes. Yeah,
And
he is in deep with conflict of interest. Absolutely.
yeah. And so we're gonna play this video. And listen, if you're watching this podcast, we want you to go hit on and put a comment in here. If you got a question about
Mhm.
anything we're talking about, hey, say something. Let us
Yeah.
know you there. Say something. All right. Here we go to the next video.
Today, I'm also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security
Hold
to
up,
begin
wrong video.
We have some news right now. The White House has confirmed that Elon Musk will be the one determining whether Elon Musk has any conflicts of interest with the federal government. The press secretary just confirmed this. I'm about to show you the clip, but before I do, TikTok may very well be banned in 60 days, so please follow me on my Substack, Instagram, and YouTube, all linked in my bio.
With Spectrum News, you talked a bit about Doge. Elon Musk is currently a, quote, special government employee who also owns companies that have billions of dollars in federal contracts. You said earlier this week that he has abided by all applicable federal laws, but what steps is the Trump administration taking to address that conflict of interest?
The president was already asked and answered this question this week, and he said if Elon Musk comes across a conflict of interest with the contracts and the funding that Doge is overseeing, then Elon will excuse himself from those contracts.
So Elon Musk is now responsible for checking his own conflicts of interests with the federal government. I will continue to provide you updates as we get more information about Elon Musk and more. Comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along to stay updated on all the news you need to know about. Yes, I'm sick, but the news doesn't stop for anyone.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay. They basically said that Elon Musk, if he feels
Mhm.
like he's a conflict of interest with what
Then
he's
he
doing,
then he can decide if he is, and he will remove himself. I mean, come on now. That's like giving the kid the cookie jar and just trusting he's not going to eat too many cookies. Come on.
yeah. Listen,
I-
man.
That is ridiculous. And it goes even deeper because the attorney general just wrote him a letter that he can walk around and hand to anybody that says
Yeah.
if anybody gets in your way, if you are obstructive in any way, that the attorney general will throw the full weight of the government behind you, Elon Musk, up to even prosecuting people that question him.
Yeah.
I want you to think about that.
Yeah. And listen, y'all got to think about this. He has company with substantial federal contracts, right?
Oh my God. My God.
Faces
Yes.
scrutiny over potential
SpaceX.
conflicts of interest. He has so many governmental contracts. It's
With SpaceX. Yes.
ridiculous, right?
Yes.
So here's the ethical consideration. Holding significant government contracts while influencing public policy
Yes.
That leads to conflict between private interests and public duties,
Oh my
right?
God. Yes. So much so. So much so. So much so. I
That's
mean, just think
crazy.
about it. Just think about it. You were already they already said that they're going to the Mars, that they want to get to Mars.
Mhm.
And Trump said you're going to get a blank check to go to Mars. So now you're taking an individual that's going to get a blank check from the federal government to get us to Mars. And now you're in charge of seeing who else is being wasteful spending so
Man,
that you could make sure your blank check is even larger. Come on, people.
well, check this out, Sean.
Y'all don't see that?
Going to Mars, they ain't never been to the moon. They ain't they ain't never been to the moon talking about going to Mars. Ain't nobody going no Mars. You're not getting out of Earth. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. They ain't never been to the moon ever.
Oh my God.
Ever. I'm telling you, I can't hold it no more, Sean. They ain't been to no
Oh my
moon.
God.
And this was
Okay.
done in 69, but they talking about they don't have the technology, and we are far more advanced now
Yeah.
than we was then. That's a lie.
Right.
Listen, y'all, I'm great. Go off. I'm still trying to figure out who was the camera crew who was up there when they landed.
Oh my goodness.
How would he says a giant step for man and mankind, and the video guy is following him, panning down
Okay.
while he's getting off of whatever this little aluminum foil craft they had, right?
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
one giant step for man. First of all, the cameraman should have said that because he was the first person up there. Then, yeah, I'm ranting, y'all, because I'm sick
Yeah,
of this
you are.
moon stuff
You went
because it's
you
not
went off
real. They
you went off the
ain't.
rails
I
on
went
that.
off the rail, the side of the bull. They ain't never been to no moon. Period. Period. And we're gonna have a show on that, and I'm gonna go bananas. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go in deep.
Okay.
Okay, let me come back.
All
So
right.
we have to have clear boundaries, right? Establish
Right.
ethic guidelines and essential to prevent undue influences on government decisions. And I think that Elon Musk is a huge problem. When
He
they say
is.
Houston, we got a problem. Houston,
Yeah.
we got a problem. United
We
States,
do.
we have a problem with this
I
guy
agree.
who's walking around doing these high Hitler things and trying to change
Oh
around
God.
from my heart to yours.
Yeah, I know, right?
Man, please, please, please. And I'm gonna tell you, Sean. No, this ain't the podcast for it. But thank y'all for letting me rant about the moon thing. I don't ever hear nobody come to me talk about no moon. No, there ain't no Mars. You ain't going to no Mars. You can't even get out past the Van Helsing belt. But that's another story. There's another story.
All
Anyway,
right.
okay, I had my moment, Sean.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we have video number 7, right?
Okay.
Trump's plan to dismantle the Department of Education.
Yeah.
What our children and our grandchildren need,
Yeah.
for these federal loans. And he can't overthrow them
No.
at all because they're
Only
private, first of all.
Congress. Only Congress can do
only
that.
Congress
Only
can.
Congress. Only
But
Congress can do
but let me
that.
tell y'all, he's been doing stuff without Congress.
Yeah. Congress has
somebody
been
needs
so
to tell
quiet.
me,
They've been so quiet.
where are the Democrats? Matter of fact, where are
Yep.
the Republicans?
Nowhere.
It's like there's a hurricane, right?
Mhm.
And you look outside and you don't see nobody.
Yeah.
Hurricane Trump has came through and everybody's in the house peeping out the window.
Yeah, I've never in my life seen the legislative branch of the government so quiet in my entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Obama wearing a tan suit and the legislative branch went bananas over him wearing a tan suit. And Trump is doing things that are actually illegal in the scope of
Mhm.
constitutional law. I mean, it really is illegal in the scope of constitutional law.
Yeah.
And the legislative side that has to okay that stuff is quiet as a mouse. And they're literally saying, whatever daddy wants, daddy gets.
Yeah.
Literally saying, and I've heard them say, whatever daddy wants,
Mhm.
daddy gets. And that's dangerous. That's
Yeah.
so dangerous.
And listen, Donald Trump has expressed intentions to dismantle something that is so important for the
It
growth
is.
of this nation, our kids
It
going
is.
to college. And he aimed to shift the control to state and local levels.
Mhm.
Come on, man. This is,
Yeah.
the impact on national education standards, man, that would eliminate the
The
federal
problem.
department could lead to disparities in educational
Oh my
quality
God!
across the state.
Just think about this. We got so many red states that are so backwards. We got so many
Mhm.
red states that will be so the disparity in education will be absolutely unbelievable because you'll have blue states that will keep driving forward
Mhm.
in the direction you're going, and then you'll have red states that'll want to turn everything back. They'll want to turn the whole
Yeah.
clock back. They'll want to change the curriculum, change what they can learn, how they can learn it.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're going to take out of it? Then, and not to mention, the Department of Education protects children that are at risk, children
Yeah.
that are in poverty, and sometimes education is the only way out
Yeah.
for these children.
And not only this,
And then
but
yeah, and then you got some of the children that rise themselves up out of poverty through education. If you kill that, what else are they going to have?
Sean, we got like my son. My son has autism, right?
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother ball of
What
wax.
would it do
Absolutely.
for a child that has an IEP, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would
Mm-hmm.
it do for Title I children?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Because the schools get a lot of
Mhm.
funding for Title I children. So
Yep.
I'm gonna use an example. So let's say if a regular student getting 6,000 from the state,
Mhm.
or Title I getting 12 because of their needs and because of a lot of their like I said, IEPs and things like that. These
Mhm.
at-risk children, they
Right.
they they're gonna be lost on the side of the road
They will.
with
And it's
nothing.
already started. It's
With
already started.
nothing.
Oklahoma is passing a bill right now to keep children with disabilities out of normal classrooms.
Yeah.
They're already started. So where are these children going to go? Why are we going to treat them differently and put them somewhere else and hide them away when sometimes these children just need to be around other children? They flourish around other
Yeah.
children, but
Yeah.
they was like, "No, we don't want these children anywhere near our healthy children." Well, who said your children are healthy? Your children just as jacked up as everybody else.
Sean, you know what this remind me of? Rudolph
Mm,
the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Don't laugh at me,
man.
man. Remember the Island of Misfits?
Yes,
It's like we over here, we're
I know.
misfits. Man, this is just
And
it
the
get
Department of Education was put in place to get rid of that barbaric thinking
yeah,
where we just locked away people that we didn't want around us.
yeah, man. This
There
and
was a
that's
time in history where we did that. We locked them away. We hid
yeah,
them like they didn't exist. We cannot go back to that, people.
yeah.
Come on.
And
We
so
can't go back to that.
the Department of Education is crucial. We know, like you said, Congress is supposed to have a hand in it, but I
Mhm.
think Congress is on
They want
vacation
it.
in Dubai
They want
because
it.
nobody is saying nothing. It isn't.
Nothing.
I'm talking about they're not saying nothing on TV. It's like they scared they're gonna be thrown in jail. I don't.
I know.
I've never
I know.
said. I never heard this before. He won. Everybody, Project 25, 2020. Now it's like crickets. It's
Mhm.
like crickets. I
It
wish I
is,
had a
man.
cricket sound because I would play it. It's like crickets. And so, Sean, we got another video, man.
Okay.
I think it's video 7. See, I got it. Trump's plan. Okay. No, did we where we at, man? We already did 7. No, we did 6. All right, let's play video 7 right quick.
Okay.
We have some big news right now. The Trump administration, according to Politico and the New York Times, is preparing an executive order to completely shutter the Department of Education.
Okay, we did that
According to
already,
Politico,
right?
This order will be
Yeah.
signed sometime
Okay,
this
I got lost, y'all. Sorry about that. All right, let's go to this next video right here. I've been messing up tonight, Sean.
We have some big news right now. Donald Trump's hand-picked acting U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia just released a letter saying that anyone who tries to threaten Doge workers or Elon Musk allies will be prosecuted. As a lawyer,
Now
Mhm.
I'll pause that.
Yep.
You're telling us a non-appointed man
Mhm.
has this type of precedent power
Yes,
that
he does.
if you come against any of his affiliates or his
Yep.
associates, you're going to be put in jail. That
You
is like
can.
Mike Tank. That's ludicrous. That's
They can.
ludicrous.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Listen, who is Elon in politics, man? This man was making electric cars. What do he know about politics? What do he know
Nothing.
about policy? What do he
No.
know about anything? I bet you right now, if I sat down with him, he couldn't tell me all the branches of government. He couldn't tell me how many senators, how many Congress. He couldn't tell us nothing. When this guy from South Africa now has all of this smarts that he knows anything about governmental policies.
I
And
agree.
he's walking around here with his funny looking self trying to run this country. Who's president? Elon O'Donnell.
Exactly.
wrong?
Exactly. We don't know. We just don't know at this point. We do not know.
I'm gonna
He has
play that back, man, because we gotta hear this dumb stuff again.
he has unprecedented power.
Handpicked acting U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia just released a letter saying that anyone who tries to threaten Doge workers or Elon Musk allies will be prosecuted. As a lawyer, this is a truly stunning letter to read. He goes, "Dear Elon, it was good to work with the Doge team this weekend. We must keep all our American government employees safe, and we must protect the American people's property. Anyone imperiling others violating our laws. I recognize that some of the staff at Doge has been targeted publicly. At this time, I ask that you utilize me and my staff to assist in protecting the Doge work and the Doge workers. Any threats, confrontations, or other actions in any way that impact their work may break numerous laws." He goes on to say that they will protect Doge and other workers no matter what. This is a real letter that was just released by the acting U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. Stunned is an understatement. I will do a full breakdown on what this means on my Substack, which is linked in my bio, so be sure to subscribe for free there. As always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Man.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's unprecedented power. And it's just kind of like we don't know what they're deeming as wasteful. That's the
Yeah.
problem. I mean, the stuff leaks out. Sometimes it does leak out and they talk
Mhm.
about it. Excuse me, but this needs to be very transparent on what they're deeming wasteful, and we can't let them have full control over deciding what is wasteful. We got to have a discussion about it. If they
Yeah.
bring something to the table, if the Doge organization brings something to the table, then we need to talk about it.
Well,
we
they've been
can't
saying
just
you
be-
can't do nothing.
he can't be judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to seeing who's going to get their money. I don't trust it. I
Yeah.
do not trust that.
Somebody need to explain to me, how did Elon get this power?
Yeah. Trump gave it to him.
And why is
And
this
it's illegal. At
administration-
the end of
Yeah.
the day, it is illegal in constitutional law to do what he's doing.
Yeah. And remember, y'all, go ahead, Sean.
Congress has the power of the purse. They are the only ones that can decide where money gets spent or when money gets cut off, not a made-up organization. I need you guys to hear that.
Yeah.
Not a made-up organization.
Well, Sean, this is nothing more than a purge, man.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the movie Purge.
Yeah.
This is a political purge.
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
governmental purge. And I'm telling y'all, listen, we got 4 years. We ain't even out of the first. We ain't even in a month yet.
4
Well,
weeks.
yeah, we just
4
got a
weeks.
month. Yeah,
4
a month
weeks.
today. Today makes a month.
4 weeks.
A month, and we got all these years to go.
And we're still in the first 100 days. The first 100 days is the real accelerated portion of it. And we're only 30 days into 100 days. Only
You know
30
what?
days.
I would love to have a supporter, a Republican supporter, reach out to me in my inbox so we can have a conversation. I want to know how you feel. I just want to know how you feel. I want to know, do you sit back and say, hey, what did we do? Like, did we
Or
we
are you
just-
okay with it all? Are
Yeah.
you okay with it all?
Yeah, let me tell you something. If you poor, if you ain't making $300,000-$400,000 a year, you should not be okay with this, because economically, it's gonna make your check look like $80,000 when they finish with inflation. They finish with all of this stuff that's going on, all these policies, all these executive orders. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about when a new president come in. They are so dismissive that they don't even really look into the policy that is already being implemented to see if I just need to amend it. maybe we need to put an amendment in this. Do I need to just overturn it because it's
Mhm.
now become a ritual? Oh, the president now, he sits down and he signs all these executive orders. It's almost like it's
Yeah.
like a presidential what is it? Haze. Like you hazing the country. You just
Mhm.
gonna come in and just change everything and like now.
Right.
Not a period of time, but like
Right.
now. It changed today. You just let
Mhm.
all these criminals out. All these criminals out. And look
That's
at their
right.
mindset. We got 1,500 fools that have been let out that
Mhm.
we got to deal with out here. And they're going to get dealt with. 2 of them already got dealt with.
Mhm.
They're going to get dealt with.
That's right.
And
And
then you
and
call
and
them hostages?
yeah, yeah, and I think the reason behind why that this administration has been so dismissive with all of Biden's policies is
Mm-hmm.
because they painted the picture that this last administration was the worst criminals on the planet. So
Yeah.
when you paint that picture and your supporters believe that and they think, okay, yes, you're right, they're all criminals, they should all because they really want them all locked up. Then
Mm-hmm.
you've got free reign of your constituents to just completely clean the slate, and they're going to allow him to
Yeah.
clean that slate. Absolutely.
And I tell you, one thing I can say about this dude, he has kept his promise.
He has
He
so far.
everything bad he said he was going to do, he's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of our Democratic parties are now afraid.
They are.
Imagine you going to
They
work,
are
don't know when you're going to be
petrified.
arrested. They are
They're
afraid
petrified. They're
because this
petrified.
guy has the wand.
Mm-hmm.
He's Harry Potter. He has the wand right now. He's waving it. That black pen
Yep.
is his wand. There is power in which one is the mighty? The sword or the pen?
The pen right now.
Used to be the most powerful, but it is the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword.
And I can understand why they're so scared because
Yeah.
they're watching Congress allow him to do what he wants to. I mean, they're not challenging him on anything. So if he
Yeah.
wakes up one morning and says, "You know what? I'm going to go lock somebody up in the Democratic Party," and Congress isn't going to step in and say, "No, you can't do that." So
Yeah.
I understand why they're so scared. I understand why they're quiet and not wanting to say anything.
Well, listen, y'all. Like I said, we're not a political podcast, but we can't ignore when stuff comes up. And like I said, we try to do our best homework and to bring y'all some good content. Next week, we're gonna be talking about something different because my head hurt. I don't want to see the word.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if I can get E taken out of the alphabet, Elon, I take the E out of the alphabet, I would. But we wouldn't be able to spell a lot of words if I do.
Yeah.
But so, Shann, you got any last comments, sir?
Just as American citizens, just watch what's happening. Just stay abreast of the news. Stay abreast of what's going on out there because all these policies are going to affect us one way or the other. Whether you're on one side of the aisle or the other, it's going to touch home really, really soon. So
Yeah.
just stay up on what's going on.
Yeah, and listen, each of these actions, like these proposals, carry significant implications for American democracy, the rule of law, and the constitutional governments. It is crucial to critically examine these developments to understand their potential impact on the nation's democratic institutions and its principles. And I'm telling y'all, listen, to next week, hey, I'm Lamar Blakney, my man
And I'm
Shann
Shann
Atkinson. Listen,
Yes.
love, peace, and happiness.
We told y'all, we came to expose the lies and reveal the truth. We told y'all, we bring in biblical principles of factual truth. We told y'all, we came to expose the lies and reveal the truth. We told y'all, we bring in biblical principles of factual truth. We told y'all, yeah, we did.